Self-acceptance is the key. Today, I wanted to talk about self-acceptance in this brief video because it's something that has been weighing on my mind lately, in the sense of, as I have been learning to accept myself more and more, and it has given me a sense of freedom more and more, I realize that this is something that I want to share with everyone. In other words, what I mean by that is, I would like for you to experience that. And I mean that in the most generous, pure sense of the word. This feeling, this experience of what I've gone through, which is essentially almost a dissolving of my entire ego and identity, questioning, am I this thing or is this just a part of my identity? Like everything, questioning everything. And finally feeling like I'm getting to a place where, okay, if you've watched tarot readings nowadays, you will hear some of the better readers say, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And these days I'm getting better with that with myself, in the sense that I'm keeping the aspects of myself, or the things that I identify with, I guess you could say. I'm maintaining those while I'm also in the process of discarding the things that I don't feel are aligned with my highest, greatest good. And I'm sure that that is a process of my intended spiritual growth. When I say intended, I mean that my higher self had in mind for me to grow through. That's why we all agreed to incarnate down here on Earth, is to learn a bunch of things and to experience life on Earth. I wanted to talk about self-acceptance just a little bit and say that that is really a huge key that you will find in your journey with life, not even if you're just on the spiritual path. Because I don't exactly know how it transmutes within our system alchemically. However, as you begin to accept things about yourself, meaning I'm going to use an interesting example. If you've ever seen the Lara Croft movie, the one with Angelina Jolie and I don't know the dude's name, anyway, there's a scene where they have this crazy clock thing and he chucks it into the air or something and she shoots it or he shoots it. And it basically blows into a million pieces. It's like held in suspended animation in the air. If I can find a picture, I'll put it in here. And essentially what she has to do or gets to do is to pick out this one particular piece that runs this other machine, and she can do it in thin air. And so she just pulls this one piece out. The reason I'm using that analogy for this is that what I'm inviting you to do is to look at what you call yourself, the traits, the qualities, the things that you say to people when they ask about who you are as a person, and to investigate, are these things something that you want to carry forward? Are they something that you derived yourself? Like, do these things come originally from you, or are they things that you heard, saw, or otherwise absorbed from your external environment? And then according to that whole smattering, this is, if you wanted to do this in a literal exercise sense, you could, I suppose, write all these things down. Then look at the list, and the cool thing is you get to choose which of those things you want to keep, if any of them. You could become a completely blank slate, I suppose, if that's what you wanted. My point is, there's an interesting thing that happens once you've done that. For example, let's say you do that exercise, and then you found the handful of things that you want to keep or whatever. When you then claim those things, and I think I may have done a video about this, about owning your power, really what happens when you claim your power and claim who you are in this life. It brings this crazy sense of freedom. And it's, again, I think I mentioned that in that other video as well. It's not something I can verbally explain to you. It's something you basically get to experience. And the reason I wanted to make a video about how accepting yourself, self-acceptance really is the key to so many things, is because of the changes that I've seen within myself, the growth I've seen within myself and with others who have accepted themselves, that it's such a magical thing. And I felt like I have to share this with people, because if, like me before now, you didn't know this, then you understand that you get to choose who you are in this life. Literally, if you want to think of it very literally like something very tangible, you can think of a video game. When you go into a video game and you pick your character, you can pick the length of hair, you can pick the color of the hair, you can pick the color of the eyes, you can pick the whole thing. Now, maybe we can't change the color of our hair and the color of our eyes so immediately in this life. However, the aspects of ourselves, the things you carry forward, the behaviors that you have, the morals that you carry, and things like that are things that you can absolutely choose. The things that we get to choose in this life, we get to choose. And I also wanted to highlight it because, as someone who used to be an insane overthinker and overanalyzer, it has helped me to let some of those things go. Because, for example, if I encounter someone who we have sort of an awkward interaction or something out in the world, I am so much better now at being like, it's okay. It is genuinely their stuff. They are focused within themselves, and they perhaps don't accept this aspect that maybe I'm reflecting of themselves yet. So life is a really interesting journey of learning. And I just wanted to share with you guys that the more you accept yourself, the more free and the more wonderful your life will seem. And I know I say that an awful lot. And it's because as I'm doing these very things that I share with you guys, my life really is becoming more free and more magical. So if this video has helped you, please do share it with anyone that you think that it might also serve. Subscribe, as it helps me as a small content creator to get the message out there to those who need to hear it. And last but not least, if you, my beautiful spirit soul, need any support or coaching, please don't hesitate to reach out at this email address here. It would be my absolute pleasure to serve you in whatever way I can, especially if it pertains to your health. It's my area of expertise. Have a beautiful and a blessed rest of your day or night, and I will see you, gorgeous cats, in the next one. Namaste and much love. Bye. You know, but essentially I mean that in the most sense of the word. When you go into a video game and you pick your character, you can pick the length of hair, you can pick the color of the hair, you can pick the color of the eyes, you can pick the whole thing. You could become a completely blank slate, I suppose, if that's what you wanted.